Hey guys, Bulma here, and joining me is the spider that scared Miss Muffet.
Hey guys.
So scary. I went and dropped my whole, what is it, curds and whey or whatever. I went and dropped my food because of a spider. Like, what?
But
I'm hungry.
But I'm so scary.
Barking spider never hurt nobody.
And we're here. He's fighting the blood-starved beast again.
Showing him who's boss.
Showing him
That
who's
was just
boss.
a fluke last time. You know, just needed to oil up the axe a little, you know.
Just to assure that this was just a fluke, we summoned in we summoned in an actual help.
Yeah, no more Alfred and his, I'm gonna not use my Healy thing, I'm just gonna die real quick and make this worth nothing.
Yeah, no, Alfred's useless.
Sometimes I've gotten decent help. I think maybe in Dark Souls 3 actually I got better help, but I haven't had much luck. I'm like, why are you dying? No!
Well, the first, last few times we've played through this, we haven't had the online, the PlayStation Online, to play it, which is jank.
Yeah.
Totally jank that you have to pay for an internet. I have to pay to access the internet to, I pay to access Sony's internet, even though I already have to have the internet to access Sony's internet. It's pretty jank, guys. Don't let anyone fool you. The argument that I always hear brought up is that, well, guys, we need to charge you this to pay for the server costs. Like, what a
PlayStation 3 had it was like, I was able to hop on, play online on Red Dead.
Oh no, it's
just
an absolute scam. Don't let anyone
new
fool
system,
you guys.
and now you gotta pay for internet. What?
No, it's just an absolute scam. Don't let anyone fool you guys. These companies make all the money they can afford server fees. Come on. I love these, you know, reasonings they wheel out here every once in a while. And I have a friend of mine who goes, "Well, gosh, what do you want? You just want to give you everything for free?" Like,
I remember paying $60 and getting the full game. Like, what?
Yeah, well, listen, guys, it's not free. You know what I mean? I'm already paying.
Yeah.
I'm already paying Verizon or Bright House or Comcast, whoever your internet service provider is, to use the internet. Shouldn't have to pay Sony on top of it. Shouldn't have to pay Microsoft on top of it. Oh, that's a very small gripe.
I mean, the company's doing well enough that, you know, I'm not buying that. Especially when it works, seems like it worked so well with the last system, PS3, you know, like that went on for a while.
Was the internet, the multiplayer accessed content, free on PS3?
Yeah, I was able to play, I was always playing Red Dead online, and I didn't have to pay anything, just sign into my internet. And
I seem to recall hearing something that they were going to do that with PS4 as well, and for some reason they just didn't. Probably because they realized that, guys, we can make millions of dollars charging people because most of these games are online focused anyways, because they've made the push towards it over the years.
Yeah, like...
It's pretty silly, guys. You know, they pushed for online multiplayer gaming for years, and now that it's here, now they go, "Well, we're gonna have to pay us $10 a month.
We've got to have money.
We've got to have money."
I don't know.
Well, you know. People pay it, so that's why they get away with it.
I didn't like how they were pushing on the PlayStation Store. They were showing the options for all the other, like 3-month or whatever, like bigger packages, but they weren't displaying the 1 month.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we went to go buy a new another month of PlayStation Plus. I just buy it month to month, guys, because we don't do a whole lot of internet multiplayer gaming here.
I used to when it was free.
Yeah, when it was free. I do it on the PC though, because
you know, that's the place to do it. I think.
Well, yeah, because you'd only have to pay your ISP.
Yeah, not only that, but yeah, it just seems it's faster. I was waiting forever for things to load up on. That just might be a location and Wi-Fi and all that, but it was just a lot slower.
Yeah, no, you know, we don't have a potato PC either. It's not a.
I mean, we talked to Elgato and they said, you know, got good specs, like everything's running.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a good computer, but it's not a. It's by no means a monolith.
Yeah, that would be Christmas.
One day. One day. That's on the horizon.
Goals.
See, now I will say though, guys, before we move away from the topic of just big corporations shilling you for a little bit of cash, Sony does do the does have the benefit of the doubt here by making quality single player games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's doing good.
They crank out your Horizon Zero Dawns and your Last of Us, and you know.
Which 2 is coming out on that?
Yeah, Last of Us 2 is coming out. Well, I don't know when. I don't think we have a release date announced yet. But they've been hyping it. You know what I mean? I forgot the name of the big gaming convention that just happened. E3, something like that. Something, guys. We're not. We're dumb. We're dumb here at the Daily Brief sometimes. But they were hyping The Last of Us 2. The developers were talking about kind of what I infer to be a Game of Thrones style, Walking Dead style, you know, no one is safe. Anyone could die at any time, even Joel or Ellie. Dun dun dun.
I love and I hate that. And, you know, like in Game of Thrones, the aspect of, you know, you don't know who's safe. Like, oh my god, I love this character. You just, what? No, you took them.
I like it because it adds weight and gravity to the situations.
It's not like, oh, you got that main characterness about you. You get to live.
Listen, when I'm reading the book, no part of me feels that these people are safe when I'm reading their chapters. When I am watching the show, I'm watching Jon Snow knowing damn good and well that he has plot armor on.
Oh, he does.
We're not going to go into spoilers here in case you haven't watched it. If you haven't, come on, guys. It's been out for a while. What are you doing?
I don't even know how many times we've watched the whole thing.
Yeah, we've watched it like 4 times in a row. Like, well, not in a row, but we've watched it like 4 or 5 times. We're big Game of Thrones fans, not The Walking Dead. We're huge fans of the comics. The show, on the other hand, if you like the show, let me recommend you the comics.
Carl!
Before I insult the living crap out of everyone for liking the show. Oh my, that show is so terrible. Moving on back to a good topic. The Last of Us 2 is going to plan on exploring themes of hatred, as it was stated. Sounds interesting to me. I think there are a lot of different directions that you can go with that.
Yeah.
The Last of Us was an absolute masterpiece of single-player immersive storytelling experience.
Oh.
It was amazing. If you haven't played The Last of Us, I'm pretty sure you can pick it up for like $10 or something.
Wow.
It is a treat. It's a super treat. Definitely worth the play.
You will cry.
If you guys are at home and you're really just hurting, your wallet's hurting, and you can't really afford any games, go and look up someone. Go and look up like a quote unquote movie version of the game.
Yeah, that's what I did before, because I still haven't played the game actually, but we have it.
I actually watched the game like that before I got my PS4, and my PS4 came with a free copy of the HD remaster. It did not take away knowing what was going to happen. It was amazing.
You know it's good if you can still enjoy it.
Absolutely. Let's see. What else do we got? Sony also. I don't know if it was Sony, actually. Don't quote me on that. Somebody is planning a Medieval remake. It's, I believe Medieval was for the PlayStation? Maybe PlayStation 2? I believe we're going to go down the rabbit hole on this and find out. It was a quirky game where you played a skeleton, a wisecracking skeleton, kind of hack and slashy. I kind of vaguely remember it. Uh, uh, yeah, guys, that's getting a remaster, 4K HD remake. If that's your thing.
What is it? The Medieval Resurrection? That's all I'm seeing.
Yeah, that game right there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any release dates, but
Yeah, no release date or anything,
I'm liking
but it's
some
on.
of these remakes.
It's on the horizon. Huh.
I know. I can't hear that word without...
I know. Me neither. Me neither. If you guys haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn,
Egret Simulator.
Holy crap! Yeah, the Egret Simulator. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, if you're a Game of Thrones fan. If you haven't played that, that's a good one. That's a standout good game. I mean, if you're thinking like, oh man, I'm not ready for another like Witcher 3 huge ass world like that. It's a big world, but it's not quite to the scope that The Witcher 3 was. There's very few games come close in comparison to the scope of what Witcher 3 pulled off. That game is one of a kind. We're just gonna shotgun some topics here for you guys, just because they all kind of tie into one another.
Yeah, you were talking about Sony coming out with good games, so they kind of have.
Well, see, Sony. All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep calling it E3. I hope I'm right here on this. Okay. At E3, it was very popular for a few of the. Guys, this grabs my goat. It was very popular this year for a bunch of the big name game companies to come out and bash on EA for their microtransactions, okay? Among few of them, I have some highlighted notes here for you guys. Blizzard has some big balls to take a jab at EA over microtransactions. You have some gigantic polished brass balls to be saying anything when you are Activision Blizzard, who propagated the sale and implication. Well, that's not the right word. Shit. If you're Blizzard, and it's basically your fault that loot boxes became so prevalent and forced into every single game, from Shadow of Mordor to Destiny 2 to Star Wars Battlefront 2, you can blame
Call of Duty.
Yeah, to Call of Duty, World War 2. You can look at old Blizzard. You can look at your friends Blizzard there. They were responsible for that wholesale. So they got some mighty big balls throwing their hat into the ring and coughing sideways at EA.
I know, that's like McDonald's coming out and saying, oh, Burger King is unhealthy food.
That's exactly what it's like. It's insane. Don't be fooled by that crap. And I think they announced, they took a jab at it in their announcement that StarCraft 2 is going free to play. So in the same breath of them saying, hey, that same game that we charged you $60 for initially, and then $40 for the next part of it, and then $40 for the next part of it, now that's free to play, and there are cosmetic $5 skin options within the game. Now we're going to take a jab at EA over microtransactions. Holy crap, Blizzard.
Hey, this is something that was just 4 days ago. So there was a Bloodborne 2 reveal at Sony PSX.
No.
Yeah, there was a
why is this
there's
not
a trailer
everywhere?
video. I think maybe we can do a review video of that later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
some people are speculating that it could be pointing to Shadow Tower, a game that came out from FromSoftware in '98. I want to lean toward Bloodborne.
What do you mean? I thought this was announced.
They came out with a trailer, but it doesn't say what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're being really hush-hush on it, it looks. But
okay.
It's a little 29-second.
Yeah, so they released a trailer that's more than likely hyping Bloodborne 2. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw this. Breaking news. I haven't heard about this anywhere. Usually I see...
Yeah, I haven't heard about this. This is the first we're hearing about it. Right now as we're speaking.
Interesting. Yeah, we can do a review on that later.
Absolutely. Well, guys.
Reaction.
Guys, you thought there was hype here for Monster Hunter World. You don't even know the hype that would exist for Bloodborne 2.
Oh, man.
Bloodborne was the reason that we have a PS4 right now. Bloodborne is the reason that
for
we
the
live.
Season.
We live for the blood. We die for the blood.
We're made men by the blood.
We're also made women by the blood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
You know, the red moon and all that. There's definite reading between the lines here in this game.
Between the lions.
I'm not sure about that one.
No, it was just that was a bad kid show back in the day. I don't know if you remember that one.
I do not.
Oof. Between the lions.
Between the lines. All right, no. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this tangent. I'm ready for this tangent. Explain to me.
Really?
In between the lines. Hit us. Give us a crash course.
Gosh, I want to say it was like PBS or something.
PBS, our old friends.
It had
Public Broadcasting.
It was kind of like had that like Muppets vibe where it was sets, but then there were puppets. There was a family of lions. I think they were lived like in a library.
Okay. Okay, so someone who tried to hop on the Jim Henson train.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite do it.
It had family of lions, and then they had a friend. It was like a computer mouse, but the mouse had ears and a little looked like a mouse, but it was a computer mouse, and it would talk. And there's weird little segments like that. The thing that sticks out the most was there'd always be a segment where they read this book, where it was like the cliffhanger book or something, and each time there would be a guy hanging from a ledge. He's holding on to this little limb hanging out, and he'd just be like, "Can't hold on much longer." There'd just be like weird little stories in between. Just,
for some reason, I'm just picturing a lamb chop hopping in the middle of all this.
It was, like I said, it was kind of like that kind of vibe, and then you're just learning things from books, like there'd be spelling and
rock on. So like
things.
Someone who tried to hop on the Jim Henson train a little too late.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Should have just gone and worked for Jim Henson, man.
Yeah, it was
Oh! Oh wait, that's not Kermit. Oh, better take that shit somewhere else. I'll break your other leg, Jim. Jim Henson didn't have a broken leg. That was so random. Jim Henson didn't have a gimp. Jim. I'll take that. Nothing you said makes sense. It's incredible.
And you are now bearing my child. Yay!
Oh my. Where were we?
That took a
tangent. Welcome to the Tangent Hour, folks.
Yeah. Where we talk about kid shows and
no, we're going all over the place with this.
Pregnant frogs.
We're not even gonna know what to put in the description. Oh my. Okay, well, let's see. Blizzard had some balls to take shots at EA during the conference.
Man. Excuse me.
Here we go, guys. Bethesda also has some balls to take shots at EA over microtransactions after that shady Fallout 4 DLC business. Now I won't go on a huge rant here about this one, but essentially, they were going to charge you. I think it was $25 initially for the DLC, for the season pass, all the DLC that you got. And now, before it was all announced what they were going to be releasing or anything, they said, "All right, guys, you better buy it now because the price is actually going to go up to $35 here pretty soon." Oh. And after that, and a month after that, it's going to go up to $45. You know, so you better just get it now, right? And all my friends, all my people who have bought the DLC and played it, people whose word I trust on the matter, who played New Vegas and they played Fallout 3 and they played all the DLC. I played 3, and I played New Vegas, and I played all the DLC for those. I hear that the DLC was not very good, was definitely not worth the price point. So essentially what they did was they tricked you into buying the DLC early. Now, if you played the DLC and it's your cup of tea, great. I would also like to know if that is the case. Please comment and tell us, did you play the Fallout 3 DLC and the New Vegas DLC? Because I would say by comparison that this was lackluster at best.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, let us know your
below.
thoughts and opinions. We'd like some dissenting opinions. We tend to agree too much on things. It doesn't make for a good conversation sometimes.
We like to hear from you guys.
It's like, hey, is this person an asshole? Sure is. Well, we're moving on.
Yeah. Reason will prevail.
Reason will prevail. Pickle party! Now, after Blizzard and Bethesda took their shots, CD Projekt Red and Horizon Zero Dawn, the makers of Horizon Zero Dawn, which I believe is just Sony. No, I'm not sure, you know. I'm just looking to that, the studio that created it and everything. But they came out and took some pot shots at EA for their microtransactions. Their MTXs. And guess what, guys? That's A-okay. They get to. 100%. CD Projekt Red, Witcher 3. You know, they released a magnificent game.
Guerrilla Games does Horizon Zero.
Alright, Guerrilla Games. You know, they get to talk some shit. CD Projekt Red released The Witcher 3, a complete game for a full price, released expansive, amazing DLC for the price point. I mean, just amazing DLC, period. Not even just for the price point. Just amazing.
I appreciate a good addition, like, you know, especially after the fact, like with Bloodborne, you know, people were like, "What? There's no more? Like, we want more."
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I really like that because it's not helps me know that you guys just didn't cut something from the game and are putting it out later and waiting so you can just get some more money.
Horizon Zero Dawn, when they were making the game, they said that we're going to make... I mean, they said this before the game released. We're going to release a full game, and if it sells well, then we'll worry about DLC later down the line. Holy crap, guys. Holy crap. It's almost like they want to make a good game first, and then worry about getting some more of your cash later.
Holy shit.
Which, like, guys... Take my money. If you give me a good experience, I'm definitely willing to pay for it. I want to play good games. I want to spend my money on good products.
I love supporting good games as well. Like, I have no problem with that. Like,
Absolutely
hell yeah.
not.
Like, you guys put your heart into it, and obviously we're thinking about the players, not just about how much you can make off of it.
We've paid money into Warframe. We appreciate the company, and it doesn't feel like, I had to pay that money in to play the game and enjoy it. It actually feels like more of a donation. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you guys rocked it. Here's some of my money. Keep making this. Rather than them having to twist my arm for me to, you know, twist my arm
Shoving
to
the
get my money. Exactly. Next time EA asks you to hand out your wallet, why don't you ask them to hand you some of their money? They have a lot more than you.
Hey, yeah, right.
Hey, why don't you give us your watch? It's a real nice watch.
Yeah.
We need money. We need more than you.
You gonna pay for my new system to keep up with all your needs?
Yeah, right? Right?
I'm not getting a new system for a while.
Oh, hell no. This system was unnecessary. Got the PS3 and the Xbox 360, as much as some people don't want to hear this, are perfectly acceptable still. The graphics are not completely outclassed and outdated. It's not like if you go back and you play a PlayStation 1 game and you go, woo!
I mean, there's like obviously little differences. Like, I keep talking about Red Dead, but it's because it's my favorite game.
Guys, was it worth $400 so everything could be really shiny?
Yeah, I mean, like, I can tell the difference, like, mostly just with the characters' faces. Like, they still look pretty good. Like, you remember back in the day, like, especially, like, Vice City, for example, the way the face, like, it's almost like they're not there. Like, they don't have the facial features, but the graphics looked really good on Red Dead on PS3, and I really was mostly taken aback by just, like, the scenery, like, out in the desert and the shots like that. Like, the game looks great. I don't need it to be pixel perfect and, oh, it looks so real. It's like, no, like, I don't know. I was pleasantly happy with how it looked.
Well, here's the thing. This looks amazing. Bloodborne looks amazing, and the current gen graphics on a lot of these games looks incredible.
Oh, yeah, they're beautiful.
But if graphics were everything, indie games wouldn't be exploding on the market right now.
Yeah.
And these big gaming companies have, you know, just like they pushed for multiplayer games, they're pushing for shiny graphics so they can justify it to you guys when they shove out a $400 piece of hardware that is already outdated by your computer the second it hits the market. Mm-hmm. I mean,
and
you know,
it's like you
guys,
get a mix.
Guys, they're touting this whole, like, you know, Xbox One X, most powerful console on the market. Yeah, my computer, I could probably beat that with a $200 upgrade. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, Lord knows I don't have to buy the best computer on the market to be better than an Xbone, to be better than an Xbox One X. I just have to spend a little bit of money to blow it out of the water. You know, that's the kind of upgrades that we're getting right now with console upgrades. It's very minimal.
And you get kind of a mixed bag with it too. Like, sometimes, like the Soulsborne series or Horizon Zero Dawn graphics, yeah, like, they look fucking amazing. I love it. But then you get some games like Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 where they look good, but it's like they just made them really, really shiny.
They look good, but they would have looked just as good on,
like,
PS3 or Xbox 360.
Like, I have Dragon Ball.
If you don't believe us, guys, just look at right when the release of the console started. A lot of these games were being sold on PS3, Xbox 360, and PS4 and Xbone. Think GTA 5, think The Last of Us, think, and you know,
I got the game.
You know, very shiny, very, you know. Oh, the HD remake for the PS4, right? Guys, unless you are a graphics Nazi, it wasn't that big of an upgrade.
It was kind of ridiculous because I remember picking up GTA 5 in like 2013, and then you know, PS4 came out the next year, and I picked that up, and then you're like, oh, like, what's the what?
Well,
you didn't even wait that long.
GTA 5 sold itself on the first person shooter, first person mode that they added in the remake for PS4 and Xbone.
A lot of my friends were sold on that too. They're like, "Oh, but first-person mode." I'm like,
well, I didn't play it for PS2 or Xbox 360, so I did feel okay getting it for...
Yeah, I had it on an older system.
Guys, this is what kills me. I went up to the local shop, and I bought a copy of it for, I think, like $25. You know, a few months after its re-release on PS4. Real cheap. It's still sitting on store shelves for $60 because Take-Two is making all the money on that GTA Online, which I haven't played it, but I hear it's pretty pay to winny.
I went as far as to make a character on the online, but I never...
I made a character when it first went live.
Yeah, when I had it on Xbox 360,
I played it for about 10 minutes, and I thought, well, okay, this is lame, and then I hopped off and never played it again.
I mean...
I hear they've updated it, and it's fun and a lot better now, and obviously if people are putting in enough money to make Take-Two say that microtransactions are just fine and dandy in lieu of all the kerfuffle that's been going on lately about microtransactions.
Will that have anything to do with Red Dead 2, you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, no, if you're excited for Red Dead 2, I'd calm it right down. I'd calm it right the hell down, guys.
I mean, if they messed with the online like they're doing,
they've already essentially come out and said that games as a service is going to be implemented in all their games from now on, if it can be done, including Red Dead Redemption 2. So, you know, expect microtransactions in Red Dead Redemption 2. My hopes for the games is at an all-time low, which is bad. This is really bad.
I think it's weird that there's a rise of games coming out and they're saying like, oh, and they're advertising that they don't have microtransaction. I hate that that's kind of the thing. It's like that. It should have already been that way, but now they're getting people, you know, as a selling point. Like, hey, we don't have that stuff in our game. It's like, well, good. That's how it should be. I'm glad that you're doing that. I just wish other people would, you know, realize that we don't want to be. I don't want to buy your game if you're just gonna milk me and just not give me the full game and lessen my experience.
I know it. Well, you know, I feel like our past few videos we've harped on about this subject, and if you guys are tired of hearing about it, we're sorry. It's just, this has just become such a prevalent issue, and this is something
we game a lot.
This is something that I personally have been arguing with my friends about for years. Years I've been saying this, and it's so gratifying to see it all over YouTube, all over the news.
Yeah.
Like
state representatives talking about it.
Oh, it's so good to hear, just to see that I was right. I had my fingers on the pulse of the issue. And I was, you know, all my friends who told me I'm just being a whiny baby about it, and maybe I should just fucking get a job that allows me to pay $1,000 to support my gaming habit on a month-to-month basis. Like, no, guys. That's not how this works. I shouldn't pay more to get less because it's now shiny. Nah, whatever.
Yeah, that's like, imagine in playing Super Mario 64 and like being like, oh, you can buy stars.
Yeah, you can buy your stars to unlock the next areas. Now we can give you a million examples of how microtransactions would have destroyed the games of your childhood that made you want to play games going forward in life. You know, what they've done is they basically built all this on a base of your nostalgia and your love of this form of entertainment. You know what I mean? Cable TV did it to television back in the day. You know what I mean? It's all good. It'll work itself out. I do believe that, because there are enough gaming companies with their heads not jammed up their asses.
Yeah. Bless their souls.
Bless their souls. because we do love games, and we want to see games grow as a medium and as an art form. And
I mean, it's cool that, like, just a few years ago, it was kind of a joke to think, like, whoa, you can make money by just playing games and stuff. My dad would make fun of me for watching Let's Plays and things like that. He's like, why don't you just play the game? I'm like, well, maybe it's a game I don't have, or, you know, I was busy with school or something. And it's cool that now it's not crazy to want to get a job or do something with video games.
Oh gosh, now, you know, it's also about interacting with people. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they, you know, because of gaming being such a big thing nowadays, people don't get out and socialize as much with their friends, etc., etc. And so I don't want to say you become friends with these people online, like, you know, I'm sure you guys aren't sitting at home thinking, you know, I'm friends with Bulma and Pip. Like, you know, I know them on a personal level, and they know me, and, you know. But at the same time, it's a sense of community that you get, and it's a sense of, you know, a sense of belonging, and a sense of you know, being in the group, etc., etc. And it is kind of an artificial thing, but, like, you know, you guys are in our group, you guys are in our community, and we do care about you, and
I genuinely love chatting with you guys too, and
yeah, like, it's one of those things. We would be your friends. We would be your friends in real life.
yeah.
We would sit down and have a beer with you guys if you weren't weird.
Yeah.
Don't be weird. If you start being weird, we're out. But I'd do that with any of my friends.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll be pulling out packets of mustard and squirting them into your mouth while brandishing a knife or something, you know?
Yeah, we're not about that.
The mustard killer.
I think that's helped with the popularity of all this growing and going forward. Just people being able to interact and make friends and make connections and stuff with people that they normally wouldn't be able to, or normally wouldn't have. It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, the sharing, the network of it all. So much easier.
And guys, we're total aloof loners who, you know, sit around and
Hermit
keep to
crabs.
ourselves. Yeah, we're hermit crabs. We think it's the most amazing thing in the world right now that there are actually people who want to hear what we have to say and interact with us and talk with us. It's incredible. We can't thank you guys enough.
For real.
It's awesome. It really is. You guys make us feel like we belong. Join us.
Join us.
Come play with us. Sorry for getting all sappy. You guys suck. You guys suck. We hate you, and we have nothing but resentment for everybody. Because, you know, that's what people on the internet do, right?
Yeah. Garbage.
Yeah. Everything's rubbish. We're totally aloof and cool.
Oh yeah. So cool.
Don't believe that, guys. If you ever sitting there thinking, man, I would comment, but I'm not sure if, you know, I don't want to come off sounding dumb, or I don't want to be that guy who comments. We want to hear you guys' comments. We want to interact with you.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Bring it on, guys.
I'd like to know what's going on.
No
with
dick
you
pics.
Guys. No dick pics.
No dick pics, please. You can save those for your special somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guys, we're gonna be winding this down here relatively soon, but something to look out for. One of our next big topics, we are going to address changes to Patreon.
Uh-oh.
We won't get into it right now, 'cause we want to make a big kerfuffle about this. But just know there have been changes made recently. I'm not sure if they have been made or if they're planning on making them. But you can look into it in advance or just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Either way, though, it's worrying what they're planning on doing, guys.
It is quite concerning.
Well, you know, the reason, guys, what they're doing essentially is, you know, we'll go into this again, so, you know, but we'll go into it more in depth in the next video, but essentially they're planning on charging people like an extra 35 cents for every transaction that they do. So they're basically just going to assassinate $1 and $5 donations. A lot of people have already been, like, you know, canceling their Patreons, their, you know, $1 donation Patreons, $5 donations, and, like, in mass. It's causing it's hurting a lot of people's livelihoods and things. We're just pointing it out. We don't own a Patreon, but we are going to wind it down.
Yeah.
Here's the boss here in the distance. We're starting it off fresh.
Yeah, so we'll see you next time, guys, as we take down this next boss. Daily uploads on the Daily Brief.
See ya!